Hello everyone, this is Angel Crusher with a Rage Shadow Legends video. Today we're going to be discussing my newest legendary, and that is Scyl of Drakes. She is the 180-day login reward champion that most players just received in the last couple days, and if you haven't, stick in there and last the 180 days and she will be certainly worth it. My initial thoughts on this character is she is very good. She is not an S tier or God tier character, however, she fills a gap that most players from early to mid game have in their roster, and that is of someone of a pure carry. Now, if you're lucky enough to have opened a Bad Alcazar or a Duchess Lilitu, a Miscreated Monster, or if you already completed your Arbiter mission, she may not be as game changing for your account as she is for others. However, if you are stuck and you have not opened one of those characters yet, or you have not completed your Arbiter mission, she is a phenomenal champion that will help you complete that Arbiter mission and go other places in the game as well. First of all, let's take a look at her skills. Her A1 is called Drake's Swiftness. It attacks one enemy and has a 20% chance of placing a 30% decreased speed debuff for 2 turns. Also has a 30% chance of decreasing the target's turn meter by 15%. Now, a decreased speed debuff is a very good debuff in the arena. It's very good in dungeons and faction wars, so it's very usable. This chance to reduce their turn meter by 15% is also a phenomenal ability. Wingbeat Flurry attacks all enemies 2 times. Each hit has a 20% chance of placing a stun debuff for 1 turn. So 20% is not that high. When it's buffed, it is up to 35%, but you do get 2 shots at it, which is nice, and stun is a phenomenal debuff. It's very good for getting through waves in the dungeons and also in faction wars and even in arena. Her A3 here is Phoenix Right. Revives an ally with 50% hit point and places a 50% ally protection buff on them for 2 turns. Also a very good ability. An ability lacking in a lot of other characters that you would normally have at early point in game. So I think this is another beneficial aspect of her kit. And then finally, her Boundless Life is her passive, which is also very good. It does need to be ascended to 3-star for it to become active. Heals all allies by 10% of their max hit point at the start of each turn. Also places a 30% increased speed buff on a random ally for 2 turns. Now this doesn't specify here, but it's the hit point at the start of her turn. So building her in good speed gear is necessary if you want to cycle through this and get that heal on quite a bit. I do wish it was at the start. I do wish it was the 10% was the max hit point of hers instead of the other champ's hit points, but it's still a very good ability, especially if you've stacked hit points on your team. As far as her gear, I did not put her in the best gear I have on my account because I wanted to make her more like gear-wise. I geared out like most players would have when you just got her. And like I said, my account is fairly high-end. I do have BEK. I do have Arbiter. I do have Miscreated Monster. I do have Duchess. So I don't feel that she is going to be as game breaking for my account as she might be for yours. So I wanted to put her in gear that maybe would be more conducive to something that you would have on your account. I do have her in 2 speed sets and an accuracy set. I think you definitely want her in the 220 plus range and accuracy for her to be able to hit those stuns off consistently. I put her in some fairly good speed. She's 222. It's not super fast, but that's something I think is attainable with 2 speed sets for most players. She is a defense champion, so I did put her in, I believe it was a defense chest. Yes, defense chest and defense gloves, and I put her in speed boots. So she does have decent defense here, decent hit points. I don't have her in a lot of attack. I definitely could work on her crit rate more, but she's not a damage dealer. I think even if you were to put this in 100% crit rate and 225% crit damage, 250% crit damage, she's still not going to hit as hard as the other people on your team. So you might as well use her as what she's meant to be used for, and that is a carry for the rest of your team. So I gave her survivability, speed, accuracy. As far as masteries, I very well may have done her masteries wrong at this point. I have her in the offense and the support tree, but I very well may end up respecing her into the defense and support tree, because once again, I don't think she's going to do a lot of damage, but I did want her to be able to do something on dragon runs, on fire knight runs, on ice golem runs, and so forth. So I did put her in here and give her war master, but like I said, I'm probably going to go back and put her in the defense tree. I do think you definitely want support tree on her though, because you want the high accuracy, you want her to be able to land these buffs, you want her to be able to have the chance of decreasing the turn meter here with Evil Eye, and also I think you want to extend the duration of any buff cast. So I went down the support tree for her, and I think that's a good solid build for her there, but I may end up going back into a defense tree here later on. Now let's see what she can do. Now, as I mentioned before, I believe she's a very good carry in these dungeons. I think she's going to, especially for early game and mid game accounts, she's going to bridge a gap that you did not have, and that is the full carry on your team. So let's start with Dragon's Lair. We'll jump right into Dragon 20. This is the team I ran her through with earlier, just to show you that she can carry an entire team of blues through here. Like, granted, you definitely want the right setup on your team, but here I have, speed lead, or not necessarily speed lead, defense lead, but with a speed boost. We have defense down. We have a poisoner for the dragon. And have a, Cold Heart might be hard for some people to get, so let's take Cold Heart out and let's put someone else in. Who else do I have? Maybe someone that you have. How about Aethel? And this Aethel, by the way, is not even fully mastered out. She was my original campaign farmer. I was an idiot and chose her instead of Kale, which was a regret. But I think I only have her white masteries too, so she's not even very well geared or mastered there. But let's see what she can do here. I'll slow this down a little bit. Now look at that. She stunned 2 people already on her first hit. Very good, especially, like I said, with only that 20% chance without being booked. I'll speed it back up. Her heal, look at that. 3,000, 4,000, 4,000. She's keeping everyone pretty much topped off. Aethel there is in the worst gear, so she is taking a little bit of damage there, but even if she dies, it doesn't matter, because it'll bring her right back up. And that's what I was afraid of. This is the guy that hits hard and they're just waving dragons. But once again, right back up. It's also great. Her passive, the one that heals, like I said, you saw 4,000, 4,000. It even happens when she's stunned. So she was stunned there, still got the heal off. So that's a great addition to this character. I really do like her passive. The only thing that I think they could have done differently to make her an absolute complete character for every aspect of the game is if they would have given her much like Doom Priest on her passive, where she did that 10% heal for the team and also removed a random buff. Then she would also be usable in the clan boss. I mean, and not just usable, but she would be a phenomenal character for the clan boss, because she would give you the heals every turn, she would give you the cleanse. Her A1 and A2, which are great during waves of dungeons, wouldn't do much against the clan boss, but it wouldn't matter because you just have a character that can do 2 different aspects of the game, which would be phenomenal. So I think they missed the mark there, but that's the only part where this character is lacking, in my opinion. This is not a very fast clear. We're going to be 2 minutes or more before we get to the dragon, and a lot of that has to do with Aethel here being very poorly geared, but that's fine. Just the fact that you can go through Dragon 20 with this one carry and carry an entire team of rares through is phenomenal, in my opinion. Once again, stun. I mean, it's going off quite a bit. Like I said, it's a 2-hit ability, so she does have 2 shots at it at that 20%. So we're going to go through here, finish that one up. He dies, now we're on to the dragon. Now, once again, this is not going to be a super high damage team on the dragon, but I do have some poisons in there. If this Aethel was a Kale, I think we'd be going through here much, much faster. But I decided to try to go through this with characters that I believe anyone has access to. Frozen Banshee is a rare that most people can get and are using on the clan boss now. Apothecary is another character that everyone uses. War Maiden is an easily accessible defense down character, and your starting character here, like I said, if that was Kale, this dragon would go down super fast. And he's not going down super slow as it is anyway. I mean, he's got his debuffs on him. He's got multiple poisons on there. The poison sensitivity buffs up, so he should die pretty quickly. But as you can see, like, she's healing them every turn. If someone goes down, she's going to bring them right back up. Slow is not on there, but I think he's immune to slow, so that would be why. Nope, not immune to slow, just hasn't hit yet. We're going to finish this up. It's going to be about a 3.5 minute run. Really not that bad, all things considered, for an all-rare team. One of them 0 masteries, and Scyl of Drakes, who's not booked out at all. So let's see where else we can use her. Obviously, she's going to be fine in Dragon. Let's try out Ice Golem. Let's see if we can find a similar comp that most people will have. This is kind of what I use normally. Poisons and Rhodos is pretty busted. But let's see, we can throw in... How about... We'll do Apothecary, Frozen Banshee again, War Maiden, Scyl of Drakes, and we'll throw in one Epic. This is the Umbral Enchantress. A lot of people have access to her since she was part of the last fusion. She's actually been part of 2 fusions now. She's a very good champion. I think a lot of people have tried to talk people into fusing her and keeping her instead of going for the legendary fusion, and it's really not a bad idea because she was that good. So a lot of people should have her, so let's try her out. I really like her in Ice Golem because she's phenomenal in these first 2 waves. She does the AoE provoke with the unkillable on herself, which really helps your team get through this first wave here unscathed, which is really good for her. And then on her second round, this block cooldown skills falls off when you get to the second round, and she uses her block buffs ability on all the champs there, which makes them where they can't use the reflect damage ability. So whereas a lot of your teammates normally would kill themselves on that reflect damage ability, she keeps them from casting that, so it's a really easy 2 rounds to get through. So Umbral Enchantress, top tier character for Golem 20, Ice Golem 20. And as you here, look at this, everyone's lives are topped off. I think a lot of that has to do with her, giving the provoke on everyone. But even if they didn't, she just bring them right back up. We're stunning people. All right, we won down 53 seconds, a little bit slower than normally I would do, but still nice. And then once again, you see there's the block buffs. It didn't hit that 1, so he's going to end up putting his reflect damage up, which is not going to be good, but I think everyone should be fine still. And once again, your War Maiden went down, but right back up. She cycles through these turns really quickly with the 222 speed. If you can get her higher speed than that, I would recommend it, because then you're going to heal faster, you're going to get through those abilities faster with your cooldowns, you'll be able to stun more often, like look at that stun, and then you'll also be able to get back to that res more often. Alright, Draco down. Looks like it's going to be a little bit less than 2 minutes getting to the Ice Golem, which is not bad. Now this is an area where I normally would like to have Rhodos here because he just takes out these 2 ads and they never come back. But she should be able to keep everyone alive, and Frozen Banshee should be able to get the Ice Golem down with poisons, hopefully. Now as far as resources are concerned, if you're a late game, if you have another carry, if you have a Duchess, if you have a BEK, if you have the Miscreant monster, like I said, I don't know that I would book her. I still haven't decided if I'm going to book her yet or not. And it's not because she's not a great champion that will work really well with those books. It's just that I realize that Lego books are very hard to come by, and especially early to mid game, you may have been hoarding your 9 or 10 books waiting for a great champion, and it's very apprehensive of you to spend them all on one champion, especially a free champion. But what I would say is this: if you don't have a carry on your team, she is worth the books. I really do believe she is. Like I said, you've seen her work here with me. No books. She does have her masteries and she is ascended, but I think she will be much better carried through these dungeons if she is booked. And I don't think you can go wrong with spending the resources on her because, like I said, she's doing a phenomenal job. If you're in game, I'm not sure that I would spend the resources on her unless you are primarily working on faction wars, which is what I am working on right now. Barbarians have probably my worst team, or one of my worst teams up until then. I only had Alton and War Maiden were basically my entire team. I leveled her up, geared her out, and then I also using a Haikatoon and Skytouch Shaman for my team, and I went in and tried her out tonight because Barbarian refreshed, and oh, we lost. That's unfortunate. Was not expecting that. But I used them tonight, and I got 9 stars on Faction Wars. So now I'm on 19, and if she can do 19, 20, 21 without being booked, then all for it. I would just won't book her. However, if I start having issues with getting through like that was an unforeseen issue. I've done this multiple times. That's the first time I have lost there with this team. But if I end up not being able to get through 19, 20, and 21 of Barbarian Faction Wars, then I probably will book her out. But other than that, I don't know that I will personally, but I think she will definitely be much improved with that. I'm not going to actually go through all this again. I mean, obviously I failed there, which is unfortunate. However, I assure you that team does get through because I've done it before. And I think a similar team of yours, it doesn't necessarily have to be an all rear team like I was using there, but if you put in another damage there, like a Rotos right there instead, would just, you fly right through there. Or if you have another good damage dealer with a high survivability, will just help you fly right through there. So let's take a look. Where else can we test her out? Let's look at Spider's Den. Now, as far as Spider's Den goes, I think she's just going to take the place of a pure carry. I don't know that she's going to contribute a lot to the Spider team, but I'm just going to put her right in the place of here of Miscreated Monster, which is my normal carry, and we'll see how she does there. This is a weird team I'm working on right now. Like, it's part damage, part hit point burn, but it works in like 35-40 seconds half the time, and if it doesn't, it takes a minute. But either way, it's a decent time. Look, she got 1, 2, 3 stuns in there, it looks like. Decrease the turn meter, which is good. Basically, she kept him alive just long enough to finish it. And 33 seconds is not a bad time at all. I mean, granted, I know Tyrant is a hard to get champion, but you can do this with Tyrant. You can do that with Ignatius. You can even do it with Ultimate Gaelic if you have a little bit of a setup with him. So any of the hit point burn champions will do there. It's a great strategy there to use the hit point. Burn. It's not great. It's not bad. So once again, she can carry you than Spider, even with a Spider as your defense down and weakened there with 1 star Senate at level 40. So let's check her out in Fire Knight. I don't think she's going to do much here, to be honest. Like, she does not have much except for that decreased turn meter in her A1 is the only thing that's really going to help here. But I'll put her in with a Cold Heart, Arbiter for speed. Actually, I don't even know if I need Arbiter, to be honest. She can res. Let's see who we can try to put in there with her. How about... Here's another multiple hit A1. Let's throw Killian in there. I don't know how well he's going to do since it's negative affinity, but might as well give it a shot. I should have put Killian as a lead there. At least get the attack bonus. Killian stuns. Rosin is a phenomenal champ. If you haven't fused him, please do. He's great. Tomb Lord, I think, is an underrated champion. He does actually a really good job. I probably should book him out as well, but I just haven't because I don't use him in a lot of places. I do use him here in Fire Knight quite a bit. I use him in Faction Wars, obviously, but that's really about it. But I mainly just want to bring some people in here that might die that she could res and see how she does here. Killian is another champion that I think is horribly underrated. He does a phenomenal job in lots of areas of the game. The problem with him is he almost has to be booked to be good at all, and most people don't want to give all those resources into him because he takes 15 legendary books, which is terrible. Mine is booked because I wanted him for Faction Wars, and he's an absolute stud there. I may end up doing another video on him soon as well because he is a very good champion that I think a lot of people underutilize. But here, once again, 4,000, 4,000, 3,500. You know, healing everyone up, which is nice. Cold Heart went down, but Cold Hearts are always kind of squishy, so as long as she brings her back up and heals her, we're good. Rhodos is in lifesteal, so he keeps himself pretty topped off. He's on my clan boss team. Him getting that unkillable buff or block damage buff is amazing. Stun. Between her and Killian, they keep people locked down pretty well. Lots of stuns there. Cold Heart goes down yet again. I probably need to give her a little bit more sustainability, but really, if you're resing her every time, she's doing fine. More stuns, more stuns. Killian pretty much kept someone locked down the entire fight there, which is nice. Now let's see if their abilities line up here. Oh, she missed. And she goes down. Alright, can we get someone? Nope, no one used decreased turn meter there. I really wish they were smarter with their AIs here. Hopefully we can get a Heartseeker in here. Nope. Bogged down though, hit, that's good. So in theory, he shouldn't get another turn, as long as people proc their decreased turn meters. We'll see how it goes, because Heartseeker is on a 4-turn cooldown. Hers isn't 100% reliable, and Killian's being negative affinity may not be 100% reliable either. On Tomb Lords, they have to be under 50% hit points. So everyone here has some sort of decreased turn meter, which is nice. However, they're all contingent on different things, so who knows if they're all going to hit. And looks like he's going to get another turn again. And she used a Heartseeker out of sequence. Nice. Alright, Killian did hit. That's nice. He got the double hit on his. So maybe that'll slow him down just enough. Oh, he resisted bogged down. Hers hit though. So yeah, like she's actually pretty decent with the turn meter reduction here. Alright, I really need this Cold Heart to hit Heartseeker. Nope. Oh, but we did hit with Killian again, which is nice. There we go. Alright, so that's the last turn. So yeah, she's good on Fire Knight. She can keep people up. You saw her rezzing the entire time, which is nice. So I think she did a very good job there. These should be trivial. Like, she definitely can carry someone through here, like with at least one damage dealer and whoever you're trying to get your scrolls for, and Minotaur, and same thing for the different potion keeps. So overall, I think she is a very solid champ. She bridges the gap there for anyone who does not have a solid, complete carry on their team, and she allows you to complete all of that content that you may not have been able to get through before in trying to complete those Arbiter missions or any just trying to farm dragons and Ice Golem and Fire Knight in general. I think Plarium actually did a very good job here with this champion. Like I said, my only complaint, it's not even necessarily a complaint, like she's good. I just wish they would have put on her passive here that same mechanic that they gave Doom Priest where it removed one random buff. I would rather have that than the increased speed buff, just because then she would be a phenomenal clan boss champion as well. As is, I don't know that she contributes enough to take up a spot on your clan boss team. That being said, if you're struggling on clan boss and you don't have a healer or you don't have someone that can do anything for you, I mean, very well might be a champion that you can use there as well. I'm not sure your personal clan boss team. But overall, I think she's a great champion. I think she will do people very well. she's a straight stud in Faction Wars. Like I said, she got me 9 stars on my first 3 keys there, and hopefully she'll be able to finish them off next week. And if not, I will book her in order to finish it off. So I think they did a good job on this character. I think anyone who gets her at the 180-day mark is lucky to have her. If you have any questions, please comment below. I will definitely answer any more. Please like my video if you enjoy any of the content, and I'll be putting out some more soon. Like I said, I'm probably going to put one out on Killian next. So, thank you everyone for watching, and this has been Angel Crusher. I'm out.